You are listening to Functional Wellness with Dr. Allison, and I'm so glad you are here. Today we are talking all about macros. Should you track your macros? What are they? What numbers should your protein, fat, carbs, and calories be every day? And much more. So first off, what are macros? Macro is short for macronutrient and covers protein, carbs, and fat that you eat during the day. Micronutrients are the individual nutrients like vitamin A or C or minerals like magnesium and sodium. So should you track your macros? Now my vote is yes, that you should track your macros, and for a few different reasons. And at the end we're going to talk about when you shouldn't, but it gives you a really good overview of what you're eating every day. And the first reason really to track your macros is to make sure that you're getting enough. Most of my patients fall either into the severely under-eating category where they're consuming less than 1,200 calories per day, or they're overeating and eating over 3,000 to 5,000 calories a day. Now, both categories of people have no idea that they're doing this. Both of them are saying, I'm eating just the right amount, there's no way I'm eating too much. And they both are really confused on why they're so tired. They can't lose weight, they don't sleep at night, they're losing their hair. So the good thing about tracking is that you can see where your daily intake is and then adjust it easily from there. You might be the person who just needs to track for 1 or 2 weeks, and then you know what to eat, you know when to eat, you know exactly what will add in protein, fat, and carbs, and can really monitor and manage your diet from there. Other people need to track every single day for a while, especially if you're working with someone like myself or a dietitian. Because that way I can take a look at your food diary and say, okay, hey, I see you're really skipping breakfast, which is a really common one for my people. I need you to eat breakfast. Or, wow, you're only getting 40 grams of protein every single day. You need a lot more. See, and show you how to track and where your protein is coming from and really dive in. The other thing I like about working with people and looking at their food diaries is for some reason, it's always easier when someone else is looking at it and going, hey, I see you get really sick on these days, and look, you're eating this protein bar. I bet you're sensitive to something in it. And then we can pull that out, do a little experiment, and see how you feel with it. The next thing that's great about tracking and having someone look at it is also accountability, because we're so much better when we know someone else is going to look at it, right? And I'll be the first person to say I work with a personal trainer, and the first week he had me fill out a food diary. Oh man, I ate so good that week. I ate perfect, whole foods, healthy foods. He didn't give me another sheet the next week, so I ate pizza and Oreos and all kinds of crap because no one was looking at it. So accountability can be a major part in making sure that we're taking care of ourselves, right? Of course, a lot of people track for weight loss. And one of those reasons is, am I getting enough calories, or am I eating too much? Where's my protein? How many carbs am I getting in? If you're eating off your plan or what's right for your body, you probably won't lose weight easily. And now, obviously, I'm not saying too many carbs or not enough protein, because everybody is a little bit different. Some people do well on paleo, some people do well on carnivore. Like, we're all a little bit different. So this is a reason why you need to track for yourself and nobody else, okay? So how do you track your macros? Now, the easiest way is to use an app and track your foods from there. My favorite is myfitnesspal.com. It's free. You can download the app on your phone or your tablet, so you can actually scan your barcodes on your food, and then the information is automatically added to your daily diary, your food list, your macro list. You don't have to manually type anything in. And then it all magically adds it together for you, so you can see your calories and macro count every day. When you're tracking, you do need to be specific with your foods. So make sure to measure. I know it's a pain in the butt. I know, I hate it too. The reason is we all know that we're not using just 1 tablespoon of creamer in our coffee, right? It's probably more like 3, and that's where the calories and sugar hide. Or You're not just eating 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, it might be more. So when you track, you actually get to see how much you're eating in real life. And also when you measure, because you might not realize, wow, I'm actually dumping a cup, well, a cup is a lot, say a quarter cup of creamer in your coffee when you thought it wasn't that much. So it's really eye-opening to see what your daily habits are and adjust them from there. The other thing most people don't know is that when you weigh your meat, always use the cooked weight. That is what the nutrition is based off of. So when you weigh your steak or your chicken, weigh it after you cook it, and that will be the true nutritional value. So then, how do you know how much you should be eating? That's the next question, right? So in the links I have here on this podcast, I have the link to my calculator on my website. Now, this is based off of the Matador diet, which is not anything special with food, but it's more focused in on counting calories and macros to help us lose fat, maintain muscle, get enough food in so we're getting energy. We're going to sleep better because our cortisol is managed. We're going to have more in our system. So we're going to have fuel of food instead of relying on cortisol and hormones to get us through for energy, which is what keeps us tired and fat and sick and not sleeping at night. Okay, so we need enough food. So you have 2 phases with this plan. We'll call it a plan. The first one is the deficit, where you're eating 30% less calories than your maintenance number, and then you do 2 weeks of maintenance. So it's 2 weeks of deficit, 2 weeks of maintenance calories, and you just alternate until you're ready. And there's been a ton of studies done on this, and it's customizable. So whatever your meal plan is specific with food, you can just adjust your calories into this. Also included on that site at the bottom of the page is the macro calculator where you can add in the calorie amount you need for both phases, and then it'll calculate your protein, carbs, and fat for you. So as an example, if you weigh 200 pounds, you put that in the calculator, and then the maintenance calories are 3,000, which means you stay at the same weight. That's your 2 weeks of maintenance. And then the minimum calories are about 2,100 daily. So then that's the 2 that you alternate. And then when you scroll down, you need 184 grams of protein and carbs plus 70 grams of fat daily as well. Now, most of my people, and I bet you're sitting here saying the same thing, oh my gosh, Allison, 3,000 calories, 2,100 calories is the weight loss plan. I can't eat that much. The calories are too high. There's too much protein. Oh my goodness. So when you think about it though, if you need to be eating 2,100 calories for your deficit, but you're actually eating 1,200, your body's going to think it's in starvation mode. You need the right amount of food for your body every day. So I know that you see this on social media and blogs and everywhere that, oh my gosh, just lose weight, just stop eating. You have to be in a calorie deficit. If you're in a calorie deficit, you're absolutely going to lose weight. And if you're not losing weight, you're a liar. None of that is true. Those people don't know, and tell me you don't know anything about the human body or physiology or health without telling me you don't know anything. They're not talking about hormones. They don't understand leptin resistance. They don't understand autoimmune conditions or cortisol. They know nothing. Scroll by those people, block them, move on with your life. Because a deficit can hurt you if it's not done the right way. So if your goal is 2,100 calories and you're eating 1,200, you're not going to lose weight. You need more food, okay? And if you're eating 5,000 calories, but your goal is actually 2,100, the same thing. You need to eat less. You need to be more balanced for your body. One thing I didn't write in my notes here, but I'll say it real quick, is for protein, I have a hard time getting my protein up as well. So my little trick, I hate the word hack, but I guess it's a hack, is I use 2 scoops of protein powder. So that gets my protein up faster and higher. And then the other thing I do is I use egg white cartons. So I don't use raw egg whites. Please don't do that. But I get them. They have them at Costco. They have them at grocery stores, cartons of egg whites, because those are high in protein as well. And then add that to your shake and you're good to go. You'll get a lot more protein in there and you feel a lot better, okay? Another important part of this calculation too, I think, is that you're moving, you're exercising, you're breathing, you're building muscle and bone and strength. And now, this doesn't mean you need to be in the gym for 2 hours, but it does mean that you're walking, you're stretching, you're dancing, you're doing something that you enjoy. Okay, so when should you not track your macros? Now, if you struggle with disordered eating, I don't think you should track your macros. I don't think you need to. If you have really intense guilt around food, where if you see those numbers and they're not what you need them to be and you end up punishing yourself, then this is not a good option for you. And that's okay. So instead, focus on eating whole foods and moving your body and working on meal planning instead and prepping so that way you have good options always ready for you and you know what you're going to eat, you know what you want to eat, you know what you enjoy. So I would love to invite you to my June programs. I have the Mindfulness Eating Challenge. It's going to be running all month long. I have a weight loss specific class that'll be on June 14th, so make sure you go sign up. You'll get a replay of the class plus all the bonuses too. And of course, if you're looking for personalized care, schedule an initial consult with me. We'll review your symptoms, your testing, and we'll create a personalized plan for you. Thank you so much for being here today. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for listening to Functional Wellness with Dr. Allison. If you would like personalized care and testing, you can schedule an initial consult online and get started with your wellness plan right away, or message us on Facebook at Little Black Bag Medicine. Thanks for tuning in and see you next week.